Alright folks, so today we're going to take a look at the Wowtac A5 tactical flashlight. It's a CREE LED flashlight that's powered by a lithium-ion 26650 battery. I was contacted by the good people at Wowtac and they asked if I'd do a review of this flashlight. Of course I said yes, so they packed it up and they sent it to me free of charge in exchange for this video review. Alright, let's take a quick look at the box. You can see Wowtac is a division, or technically supported by ThruNite. When I take a look at this box, I can see that there's two different options that are available. A cool white and a neutral white. Ours is a neutral white. Also, the model number is on the other side of the box. Let's go ahead and get this thing opened. Here you can see the flashlight comes shipped in foam. It's packed in here pretty well, and it looks like it made the trip just fine. Let's go ahead and get it out of this plastic bag and see what we got. There's an activator switch or a power on button instead of a tail cap. You can see a very large LED in the center of an orange peel reflector. On the back, there is an option to attach a lanyard. There's knurling on the body of the flashlight that is coarse but not aggressive. There's also a USB charging port on the side of the flashlight, which is pretty handy because most people don't have the capability to charge a 26650 lithium-ion battery. Speaking of the battery, let's go ahead and open this flashlight and get it out. The threading feels like it's well machined. There was no problem unscrewing the flashlight. You can also take the head of the flashlight off the body as opposed to the tail cap. Here is the battery. It's a 5000 milliamp battery. You can see that it's marked lithium ion. It's likely lithium manganese ion, and it's marked 3.7 volts. My battery came charged at 3.71, which did not operate the battery. I charged it up on my charger to 4.2 volts and everything worked fine. We also get a small instruction manual. Looks like a silica gel packet. Don't eat that. The lanyard and a USB charging cable. Here you can see the driver board and the head of the bezel, where the positive terminal of the battery attaches. In the instruction manual, you can see your power output and runtime levels. I'm not going to go through them. If you're interested, go ahead and click pause and read it. One thing to note though, in turbo this thing can do 3650 lumens. Here are the operation details, how you turn the flashlight on and off and switch through the modes. Cycling through the modes is easy. A long press of the button or activator switch will take you into Firefly mode, which is pretty low light so you're not going to see it here. Then also a standard press will take you into low, and then hold it in, we'll go to medium, hold it in, we'll go to high. You can get to turbo by doing a double click with the flashlight either on or off, and then you can activate the strobe mode by double clicking again from the turbo mode. There is no direct access to strobe, but I don't see that as a problem or an issue. I hardly ever use strobe. I have a ton of flashlights that have that feature. One thing I wanted to do is I wanted to compare it side by side to another flashlight that is quite similar. The Phoenix PD40 is another flashlight that uses an 18650 lithium-ion battery and is quite floody in nature. You can see the size difference here. I went to Amazon's website to get more details on the flashlight. Here you can see it uses the CREE XHP 70 LED. You can also see other details like the size of the flashlight and the weight. It's quite small and it fits well in the hand or pocket. I do wish it came with a holster or a sheath to carry, but you can find something aftermarket pretty easily, I'm sure. The flashlight retails for $49.95 shipped, which seems quite competitive for what you're actually getting. On CREE's website, we can see that the XHP 70 is an efficient bulb that operates at a cooler temperature, which makes it a wise choice for a high output flashlight like this. High output flashlights drain a battery quite quickly and they heat up very fast. One thing I'll mention is that this flashlight could use better heat sinks. It did get hot in my hand pretty quickly. Here are some beam shots. I'm walking through the various modes, low, medium, and high. We also check out turbo. Alright, so one of the first things I like to do when I do a beam shot test is check to see if I can read a map in the dark. So I'm going to turn the flashlight on in Firefly mode. And when I do this, I can actually read the map quite well. It lights everything up and it doesn't wash it out. So here's reading the map on low. It looks a little washed out on the camera, but in real life it's actually perfect. This is how I'd prefer to read the map. Medium is too bright. It's actually reflecting back to my eyes and makes it difficult to read. Okay, another test I like to do is checking out the engine compartment. So here it is on low, and I can see things pretty well. I could actually use this to do some work, but I think I'd prefer something a little brighter. There's medium, and that looks to be about perfect. And there's high. So here we are doing some beam shots on the ground. Now I'm not going to do any distance tests because this is a very floody light, as you can tell, and it doesn't throw the beam very far. What this really does is lights up a close area very brightly. One thing I'm going to say is that there is the on-off switch, or the activator switch, and it glows in the dark when the flashlight is on. When it's off, it's difficult to find in the dark. So there's medium. And there's high, and this lights up the whole area very well. One of the things I wanted to show is that a quick double press will take you to turbo. I don't know if that's coming across on the camera any different than high, but it is very bright. One of the things I'll say is the flashlight does get warm relatively quickly. And then another double press from turbo should take me to strobe. And there we go, there's strobe mode. Let's go inside and see what my final thoughts are. So in summary, what did I think? I think the flashlight is well built and it's well designed. It seems quite functional, and it seems constructed in a manner that it will be durable. It's very floody. It's not a throw flashlight, so it lights up the area around you. I think I covered that in the beam shots. It has a built-in charger, which is very handy, especially given the battery that it uses. The interface is simple. There's no looping. There's no holding the button down to do a triple double click. It worked out really well. I did mention that it could use some bigger heat sinks, and I stand by that. It has a small size for such a large battery and will fit easy in a bag or a pocket. It's competitively priced. I feel that for $49.95 you get a lot of flashlight that a lot of other companies might charge you a little bit more for. And the last thing, I'll mention again, it could use a sheath or a holster. There is no pocket clip. There is a lanyard, but there is no pocket clip. And you probably have to find a sheath on the secondary aftermarket if you want to attach this thing on your belt. Anyhow, that's it. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I want to thank Wowtac for sending this flashlight out for my consideration. I really appreciate everybody. If you want to see similar videos with similar content, go ahead and click like or subscribe, or leave a comment and let me know what you thought.